Yo, guys, happy Thursday to you all. Obviously, it's a little bit of a red one. If we look over here, we had a little bit of a capitulation from Bitcoin, and we're sitting at very crucial levels. We're sitting right above that $57,000 low that we made a couple of weeks back. And now we are seeing a little bit of red sea. And what you're seeing over here is you're also seeing that the longs have been completely wiped, right? You can see the longs are getting smashed to the downside. And now you can see a bunch of yellow sitting on the top end here where all the shorters are starting to get through. So, guys, I do apologize for not doing a show yesterday. I've been suffering with quite a bit of bad headaches the last day or two. My body's been aching. I laid in bed majority of yesterday trying to get better. I'm going through to the doctor today to get myself boosted up. However, I wanted to come on, be here with you guys, and make sure we get through these patches. So I'm going to give you every single bit of energy that I got left in my body. Smash that like button because we will survive the red. We've been through it before. But let's get honest now. Are we going down to 52? Are we going to hold these lows? You know, what should we be doing? And let's prepare for it. Nonetheless, guys, stay positive, stay strong, and let's pump it. I told you guys, we fighters and we get through these patches. And what you could see here is the shorters are piling up, which means you get through this patch, you survive through this patch over here, and you'll be very surprised how quickly we get back to the upside. You can see the yellow is pouring in, and money will go where it will do the most damage. So right now it's doing some damage to the downside. However, the max pain will be at the upside once we are done with this move. So, guys, happy Thursday to you all. No more wasting time. I'm here. I'm getting through it. Guys, let's go. No more wasting time. Let's go. Alrighty, guys, how are we doing? Obviously, it is annoying. You know, we finally get a little bit of a bounce. We got quite a bit of a few breakouts happen, you know, last day or two, and now just popped through. And this is obviously Bitcoin. We can see a lot around Bitcoin showing a lot of the weakness, as well as Ethereum. Ethereum is also looking pretty weak. However, it's still above that important $3,000 zone. And we're going to speak about the levels. But nonetheless, it kind of feels like Bitcoin's in a bit of catch up. And maybe we need a massive buying power. Maybe the liquidity is not sitting at the zone. So it is a little bit demotivating. Again, I want to say we get through these patches and you deserve the pump, right? There's not many that will hold through these patches. There's not many that will survive through these patches mentally. And ultimately, we'll get caught back on the other side, you know, when the markets are back up there. We can't say we have not been here before. You've got to just stay strong. And what I've done is, with the moment that we have invalidation, where things start to fake out, things like that, you then look at the charts, you reanalyze, you look at things again, and you keep going. Super, super, super important. Another thing that's also been good for me is every winning trade is taking some sort of profits. So I managed to take some, I put it on Sniper Club yesterday, I managed to take some profits on my Cardano position, therefore leaving me capital this time to actually buy the lows. Now, this is a massive breakthrough for me specifically in the last, I would say 3 to 6 months, because a lot of the times, you know, I've been making a lot of money to the upside, and then I'll just deploy a lot to the way down, and I'll basically shrink my accounts as they come down. And then when the bottom comes, you know, basically I'm not sitting with much capital. And that was because I never took much profits either going up. This time, however, I'm actually sitting with some money. You know, I'm sitting with some money to take advantage. However, I don't want to jump into early, but it's a massive shift for me, guys. And I want us to all take the lessons. You don't lose in this market, you learn. You don't lose in this market, you learn. Okay, super, super, super important. So keep the lessons here. Know that it's not over, guys. We do have to, however, get through the bumpy patch and survive mentally and stay strong out there. So, guys, hit the like. Who's going to stay positive with me? Who's going to stay strong with me? Because I'm not going anywhere, and I know the markets are going anywhere. So let's fight through the walls every day, and let's go get through it. So, yes, I bring it vibes. Yes, I bring it all the energy I got. Because, again, guys, best community in the world. We don't quit. So hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and let's jump straight into it. Okay, so couple of high time frame concerns. We have ETH sitting at major support. Okay, now if you look over here, this is the big support for the beginning of the year on ETH. If we start losing here, now I don't want to get too afraid too soon, because you got to wait for the weekly closes. Because end of the day, they can send a wick down to liquidity areas and be back up at different levels by the end of the week. So it's important not to make too many decisions directly on the move when it's happening. You know, we always speak about things with trend lines, and we basically say the sense of, once you've lost the trend line, there will be a retest and then it will crash down. And you never want to make a decision to sell on the dump. You actually want to do it on the pump if we don't get to certain levels and we start to show the weaknesses. So you don't want to get too serious on any long-term part of your portfolios. In that sense, especially while the dump is happening. Super important, guys, not to sell into the dumps. You want to wait, see if we break a level, we don't get above, take some off, get prepared for the next move. As it stands right now, we're still on support. And it also means that if price goes down to levels and gets bought up within this week, that's what we want to see, guys. We know it's coming. We look at, again, things like Bitcoin. We look at Bitcoin and we know the RS at the bottom. We know the reversal's coming. What the market's looking for now is max pain, and it's looking for liquidity. That's what it's looking for. So the question is on Bitcoin, is the liquidity over here at this low here, or do they need to send this bad boy down to this area over here to get some liquidity? Now, why do I say the 52? Reason is, if you look at the monthly, you will see that this is an important level on this monthly close over here, firstly, but then this major monthly high over here, which is around the 48 to the 52K zone. That, for me, is a big liquidity zone when it comes to the monthly, liquidity level. So it gives us an indication that that's more or less likely where we are going if we do lose these sort of lows. But the question is, do we see a fight before that? So what I mean by that is, do they send this thing down today, tomorrow? Send it down, and then get a bit of a buy up into the week. We are still looking for that massive reversal candle. That's what we are looking for. We're looking for a reversal candle. We're looking for strength. We're looking for things like that. So there's two major areas on the weekly. The one is this zone over here. And reason why this zone is important, because it will give us an indication. Let's put in a nice little trend line over there. There we go. There's the big support. And what that means is if we lose that support, we're probably going to accelerate fast. Okay, so it's an acceleration zone. If we lose 57, very likely we accelerate fast to either 52 or even to the 48. Again, guys, I still think at that point, I still think we're going to get to a point of the bounce. I still think we're going to get a strong bounce point. I still think we're going to make our way up from there. And again, I'm still bullish for the year. But ultimately, we do need liquidity. And again, if we do break down to these lows, we got to then look at the bounce and see where we head up. And see, do we get through these major zones? If not, prepare for another push down over there. But keep going in the sense. So we do have some important weekly supports we are currently seeing within ETH and within a lot of coins. Now, a lot of coins are not breaking the lows. Cardano's not breaking the low. We look at things like Solana's not breaking the lows just yet. There's a couple of alts that are showing strength. And I think the big chart we're going to focus on here is the total 3. So the total 3 is back at these lows over here. And you can see the RSI is really tapering down at the bottom. Guys, I don't see it, at some point in the next week or two, we will have this start to turn up and the alts will return. Okay, the only thing is, you look here, we have liquidity here at this previous low of this wick, and then we go one slightly lower. That's my capitulation on alts if that happens. If we drop, I'm looking at a drop here, looking at some sort of buy up, and then making our way back up to these zones. So again, crucial buys at these zones. I'm out of cash on the long term. I don't have too much on the long term. However, my trading accounts are ready to go. So my trading accounts, I'm there, I'm focused, I'm ready to hit it strong. The long term, I don't have too much, to be honest, to fight for 10, 20% from previous low buys. I'm not too worried about fighting too much over that, because I know in the future, they'll be worth a lot more, and fighting for the 10%, you may miss it as well. So there's not too much. You can see the alts are slowly still gaining a decent amount of strength. Let's look at things like the total market cap on USDT dominance. This is still below trend. However, it is indicating if we pop through here, this will be the indication for me, hey, we're going for that 50K sort of zone. Right now, we're still sitting at supports. We'll see where we are there tomorrow. So this is the higher time frame views. Let's jump into the smaller time frame views and have a look. So again, Bitcoin is right on support. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bounce here first. Okay, so if you look over here, you can see a multiple amount of little red candles. I want to show you guys a couple of the trades. So I got stopped out a majority of my trades. I took profits on my Cardano trade yesterday, though, luckily. So I'm sitting over here, and I actually got back into Cardano as we speak. Okay, so I'm in one little trade at the moment. And to be honest, I'm in, bounce, make a little bit of money. I'm out. I'm not sitting holding these things because the market tends to go sideways here. And I want to explain that. It's probably going to get choppy and sideways before we pump. Okay, so I'll get to that in a sec. What I mean, so I'm in over here, and my other trades got stopped out, so I'm just in a little bit of RUNE at the moment. In the position now, just waiting to make a little bit of cash and get out. So my trading accounts, I'm just keeping alive. But if you look here on the Bitcoin chart, the 4 hours here at the bottom, and 8 hours at the bottom too. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a reaction over here and get us up to these possible areas, or maybe 60K. We don't get through those zones, or we don't get through this important 60K zone, it's very likely there's another drop coming. Okay, then let's speak about the other scenario. The other scenario is we drop from here. And again, guys, I think we accelerate pretty fast if we do. Now, it'll be interesting to see what the dominance does in that time, because dominance has sort of been trending a little bit sideways at the moment. Okay, so it's not going super, super up at the zone. And maybe that's because maybe there's a little bit of Bitcoin strength incoming. But it's important to see, obviously, if this goes up and Bitcoin capitulates, the alts will capitulate fast. Again, I think it will be a fast, putting limits orders in at crazy levels. I would do it because if you catch them, I think you're going to be instant money pretty quickly, especially if it's that fast capitulation. And if that does happen, where this goes up, that means the bounce is going to be epic. That means this should come down when the bounce happens, and we should have a very fast bounce within alts. And I want you to remember that 2-3 days ago, we had a little bounce within Solana. Just remember the strength. That's the main thing I want you, because that's the only positivity you got right now, right? Is these things bounce hard. They recover fast. These sort of things. And that's what kind of keeps you going within this market at the moment. Okay, so looking over here, either short-term push up over here. Okay, and then we will see again, the only time we can say the bottom is in is when we're back above 64, 65. Let's speak about the liquidations for a second. There's a big liquidation pool at 61, and there's a lot at the area of 62 and 63K. You can see this in the zone, and if we go look at the higher time frame weekly, you will see there's a lot forming even higher, 64. There's a lot sitting at these areas over here as well. So all of this downside now, it is going to create a lot of shorts to the upside. And that's what's going to create the speed to get back up fast. Because what's going to happen is if you go back over here, the moment the market starts to recover, it's going to hit a liquidation pool. And then it's going to go chase the next liquidation pool. And what you'll see is at some point here, we'll rally very quickly back to 61. I do want to speak about this for a sec, going back to the weekly. If somehow Bitcoin can be back at 63 this week, it's a reversal. Okay, so wherever it goes to the bottom, it can be back by 63 this week, it's a reversal. Okay, so that's interesting. And looking here, you can see your speed up gaps. Pretty fast move to 61 when the bottom is in. Pretty fast move to 63, and obviously we got the 65K zone on the higher time frame. So that's the squeezes. That's where price is going to accelerate fast back to the upside. Okay. However, I do think a little bit of sideways would make sense. So I think if we look over here and we look at the thing, I think once we pump up, we could go sideways and choppy for a while, and then we shall see. Again, anywhere above these zones over here will be bullish. For now, we do have to brace for impact. We've got to brace for the continuation, this strong push down to around the 52. So things could capitulate in the next 24, 48 hours. Just be ready for it, okay? I don't think you should do too much with your long term, to be honest. I think you should have a trading account that when it comes down, settles, and it can break up, you can actually get some good trades in and you can make money, when it does, because the dumps always create, good opportunity. There was a dump, there was an opportunity. Here's a dump, there will be an opportunity. So it's a place to make money. You just got to survive that, which means you don't have to catch the bottoms now. I'm entering 2 trades at the moment, put my stops under the lows. That's it. And if it capitulates, I sit on my damn hands and I wait. I wait until I see clear structure again, until the next push up. So let's go through a couple of the also, again, Bitcoin dominance. ETH sitting at important zones. I think we will get a reaction from ETH at some point over here and a bounce up. Again, ETH, we want to close 3.5. So ETH got a big job for the end of the week. For that to happen to be the big reversal this week. ETH to Bitcoin just hovering sideways at the moment. So it's not like a clear just attack on altcoins. It's an attack on Bitcoin too. And obviously the big ironic thing here, guys, is going through to the stocks and seeing how the stock markets are looking strong, right? We see the stock markets looking good. Let's actually have a look at the futures. Futures has been rallying up really nicely. We look at the S&P into the all-time highs. It's crazy how we have such bullishness on the stock markets, yet we don't have it on Bitcoin. And that, for me, catch up, baby. A catch up will come into play. Again, we're just surviving these patches. So let's go back over here. Let's go look at a couple of alts and what this means for altcoins. Things like Cardano. Cardano is actually strong, still holding some sort of trend. That's why I'm taking a little trade over here. However, if it does drop, I'm looking at around a 15%. For on alts, maybe 20. I need to see this. Maybe 20, okay? 20%, and then it's in big liquidation pools. So if you look at things like Cardano, coming back to these lows over here, makes sense, and a strong reaction. You can see here that there's a lot of support on the alts. at these zones. There's all of these support zones here. There's all of these support zones here. So I think we will catch between these bottoms over here, if not slightly lower liquidity. I think we will catch a strong liquidity zone on the alts. Things like THORChain losing the lows, about to, if it loses the next low, you're going to catch THORChain at 2.9. Brilliant area. So I would put some limit orders to catch this thing on the way down. Again, what this thing is indicating is a lot of the alts are showing these trends. So at some point, either here or there, we're going to basically start to slow down. And if we catch these weekly breakouts next week, you're going to make guys, these are, I want to show you an example of, you can look at redness as a bad thing, but you can look at it also as a really good thing. If this thing comes anywhere down to these 2s or 3s, right? Guys, you're looking at a 6x just back to the top, not even all-time highs, to the top. A lot more money is to be made to the upside, the better buys you get. So, focus on the good buys. Things like Near's putting a higher low. There's the big liquidity pool. And there's so much support in these zones over here. So you could catch this at around 4. You can catch it around 420. I think it's really good buys. I really do. Things like Doge losing the lows, coming down to the 10-cent mark, I think is a great area. I want to look at things like Chainlink. Chainlink still holding higher lows, but it looks like this 11 to 12 is a great area to buy Chainlink. We've been here so many times. This thing's been back at 20. Again, I see money to the upside, guys. The cheaper we get it. The only thing is, do you have much cash, right? That's the big thing. Again, go through your portfolio. If you've got any junk, get rid of the junk now. Everything's down and go buy good shit. Good shit at good levels. I think the next alt rally we get is it's not gonna be your memes and so much. Maybe they'll have one little popcorns, but I think it's gonna be a real altcoins that are gonna explode the next one. I really do. I don't want you to ignore that the altcoins to ETH, the altcoins to Bitcoin, the altcoins to Bitcoin on the weekly, everything is oversold. So the alts are gonna perform at some point, guys. So you got to think about that and think about these buys and think about, I need to get rich tomorrow, but I can get super rich in the next 12 months. And that's how you got to keep thinking. You got to think in that play over there. Things like AVAX, yes, AVAX at the crazy areas over here. AVAX again, the low 20s, and there's more support around the 18s. So it gives you an idea, right? If things capitulate. Injective, $18, great buy for Injective, in my opinion. I really think it is a good one. Things like Phantom to those guys. If you can catch Phantom in the 40s, early 40s, I think it's a great buy. This thing was a 3x back to the tops. And I don't even want to get these things get back. Look here. There's been lots of red before. Look here. Red. Look before that. Red. Boom! Pump, baby. Red. Boom! Pump, baby. Guys, these things are rockets to the upside. Never forget it. Okay? Super important. Things like Solana. Let's look at Sol. Here's Sol in these areas. We've got these lows over here at 125. And then we do have that 110. I think it's great buys for Sol. Sol's still looking incredibly strong at the moment. So guys, just keep focusing on for trades, unless you're taking the trade now and you're putting your stop loss under this low, wait for some structure. Let's say this now starts to do this. And then you can really track that. And then it pops. It's so easy to pop your stop under and take some quick profits on the way up, because the market will bounce hard at some point once it is liquidity. And that's the big question. Is there liquidity here, or is the liquidity lower down? That's the big questions to be chasing. Cardano, again, looks pretty good. That's why my stop loss is sitting at these areas over here. So guys, don't waste your energy too much today. Don't waste too much of your capital. If you have some sort of trading capital, super important. And stay strong in the space. For now, I would look at a few things. I want to show you guys, don't use these red times as nothing. The one thing I would say for you guys, two things. I would say go study a little bit of a decentralized exchange today, how to trade on decentralized. Guys, learn something when the markets are boring and red, man. Learn, so you got that. I would learn something like emoji, something in the sense of options. A simple way of options. And this is no liquidations. That's the difference. How many people got liquidated now? Say yes in the chat. This has got no liquidations. It already gives you what your loss is going to be, and that's it. So this is a way that you can actually play 10x, long or short, and no liquidation. It's very powerful. So emojis in the house here as well. We got things like Evo and stuff. Everything's in the description. Learn. Do what you can to learn. And by the way, on that, if you're struggling right now and you need a community, go below and open up Sniper School. Sniper School and Sniper Club. So Sniper School is going to educate you. Sniper Club is a community, guys. Again, we fight. It's not easy, but you'll see here. I'm here and I pop this in over here and show you guys. Here's the club, right? Here's me last night. Guys, right now I'm giving the market a few hours. Keep your energy, keep your capital in this time. Luckily, this was before the bigger dumps were happening. But you could see the videos. You could see here. Here's a community for you guys that will help you through these things. Mentally, you just have to stay strong, and this will help you a lot. So this is available below in the description as well for you guys. Guys, have a fantastic day. I'm going to get better. Probably going to like pass out right away when I'm done the stream because I'm giving you again any energy that I got right now. But let's keep going. Below in the description, if the markets stay red for the next week, what do you want me to teach you? What do you want me to teach you? Okay. And what I'll also be doing is I'll be trading the assets on my account and I'll be trying to do as many giveaways as possible. So if this video gets up to 3,000 to 4,000 likes, I'll give away $300 tomorrow, $50 to 6 people. I'll help where I can. And in the comments, tell me what you want me to teach because the markets go red. I'm bringing you guys education. You know me. I ain't quitting. I only quit when we're at the top of the next bull market. When we've done it, when we've made it. We never quit in the red, ever. We'll quit in the upside. So guys, have a fantastic day. Stay positive out there. Stay strong. And much love. Have a great day, guys. Bye.